Charleston White, me and him tapped in with each other, but we were supposed to have a conversation. He called me, we talked, but then, you know, the powers that be had that conversation not happen. So it was like, you know, there's a lot more intelligent black men out there that can actually articulate my nephew's story, right? So if I can be there as a power hitter in a positive manner to just help him shine a little light on whatever's going on, let us be there.
But what was Charleston's perspective on it, and why didn't that conversation happen? Because I feel like his perspective is usually take all the gangbangers and lock them up.
Well, first he flamed my niece, right?
Oh, see.
So he flamed her, but then he came back and apologized. They had an altercation, you know, and he did the same thing he did with everybody else. You know, the gangbangers, this and this and that. Everybody should, okay, we got it. We got your, you know, your narrative. But you told my niece that, and then she don't understand what's going on with her situation, right? And then his mama hear it. Yeah, you said sorry, but we don't take sorry for, you know what I'm saying? Because we not from, like, we are from the streets. So it's like, what are you saying? Like, if you got something to say it to us. Say it to his mama. Don't say it to his sister. And then when I heard he was changing his narrative to speak positivity and help my nephew, okay, that's what but let's get together. Talk to his mama. Talk to me. Talk to some adults that can talk to an adult and figure this thing out. Or what you embarrassed of his mother been through a lot. You should want to talk to her now because of what she been through. You should want to see the positive story now. But I guarantee you, if she was still in that bullshit, you want to go bring cameras in her face and force her to talk about that. But what about the positivity she's doing now? She's in school, she's working, she's getting love back to life, she's making money, and she's waiting on the day that she get to even do what she has to do for her son.
So she totally changed her life at some point? What do you think, what triggered that?
Just all she needed was love.
Really?
Yeah. And we used to beef a lot, you know what I'm saying? That's my older sister, but, you know, when my mother died, she did a lot of raising me, and then as I got older, I drift apart from that. So, you know, we would argue every now and then, every time I see her, to take her something, to go get her out of drug houses, all these situations, until God was like, JR, go get your sister. And when I brought her this time back, like, she's the best she ever been, and she's at her highest power. And I love it because she loves herself. It took her loving herself first.
Right.
And that's the Nina you want to see. The anxiety that she has, that she's scared of the comments, backlash, getting in front. Like, yeah, I want to do this for my son, and I love him to death, and I feel like I owe my kids the world, but taking, like me, you can take it. You've been doing it for years. I can take it because I don't care. But this is a woman that been through a lot, and I'm not saying nobody else has, but be cautious how you step on that because she still has wounds. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want her to run. You know, I'm pretty sure you have people in your life that did drugs, and when they ran, they ran. I don't want my sister to run.
And we know how fragile a person who's addicted to drugs' mental state can be, especially during that time period that they're getting clean, or that they're freshly clean the first couple of years or whatever. I mean, I know tons of people who are still in recovery and they've been off drugs for 10 years, and it's still a daily practice to make sure that they don't give in.
But she's doing really good for herself. She had to come. She had to love herself first, and she's very, very stable now. And I think if you give her about 6 months, you can bring her back, and she'll be here to smile and answer any questions and clear up more than probably what that I probably didn't give you. But she went through a lot, Adam. She went through a lot. And like I said, I don't want people to be like, oh, no, you know what I'm saying? We everybody got a hard life, but hear the story before you judge the person, right? And hear it from multiple angles. And I'm just here to tell that side and what we did to prevent it and how we're doing now, you know?
Right.
You know?
Definitely. So there's that case that he's already been sentenced for, and that's a case where it does feel like the sentence that he was given is just basically like a mockery of justice, because it's just such an extreme sentence for something where somebody on the same case got dramatically less time, even though they pulled the trigger. But then when you talk about the Chick-fil-A situation, where basically for people who don't know what we're talking about, Tay K and his friends, while he was on the run, planned to rob a cameraman. They attempt to do so. The cameraman essentially ends up jumping onto the hood of the car while Tay K and his friends are trying to make a getaway, and then Tay K allegedly like pulls out a gun and shoots the guy and kills him while he's on the hood of the car at a Chick-fil-A. And this was all captured on video by surveillance cameras and stuff like that. And that's the case that's about to go on trial in the relatively near future. What are your thoughts on that situation? Because it feels like even if he had got a more lenient sentence for the first murder, that the second one would probably be pretty bad for him regardless.
Yeah, definitely, you know, because, you know, the eyes are everywhere. So, you know, if there's a footage in a situation that has happened, and, you know, I guess coming from his uncle's standpoint, you know, looking at that, you know, I was in awe, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, these kids in that time frame that was coming through that SoundCloud, we all know what they were doing, right? They were all on some type of drug. So we don't know if he was, you know what I'm saying, on high or in a different state of mind for all them to go through that and play out that situation like that. That was crazy. I saw it. And at the end of the day, you know, it's just, it's sad, but we don't know what's going on in his head and what was going on in that situation, you know?
No, definitely. No, that's a crazy one. And I don't know